This album is rich with emotion and packed with ideas. Many prog fans already know Kristoffer Gildenlöw as the longtime bassist for Pain of Salvation, but over the past decade, he's established himself as a compelling solo artist, crafting these deeply personal albums that blend progressive rock with progressive metal and singer-songwriter intimacy with a rich cinematic atmosphere. On Humanized, Gildenlöw explores themes of identity, mortality, isolation, empathy, and the fragile nature of our existence in an increasingly disconnected world. The album is steeped in dark melodies and haunting atmosphere at times, expanding into almost symphonic territory as well. Yet beneath these weightier themes, Gildenlöw frequently introduces an uplifting melodic arc, allowing the songs to rise above their own emotional gravity. So the album has 9 distinct tracks. They maintain a steady momentum, and each brings something fresh while allowing plenty of room for moments of reflection and contemplation for the listener. There are passages that venture into technical metal, certainly, delivered with precision and featuring some really impressive rhythmic complexity and adventurous time signatures. Yet at its core, Humanized never loses sight of its surprisingly strong singer-songwriter foundation, where melody and emotion remain the driving forces. So speaking as a musician, and in particular a guitarist or a bassist, there's plenty of tasteful riffs here to appreciate. The bass playing is really nice. The album features the familiar low-tuned, heavy, distorted guitar tones, often associated with progressive metal, but it also makes excellent use of clean passages, and they add contrast and beautifully frame the heavier moments. Add in powerful drumming, atmospheric synth work, and tasteful piano touches, and you have a well-rounded progressive album that balances power, texture, and emotion. The vocals also are a major strength throughout the album, particularly on a standout track called Nothing Stays the Same. On that track, Gildenlöw demonstrates the expressive power of a lower vocal range, delivering a performance filled with warmth and emotional depth. The song builds beautifully, culminating in a cascade of harmonies that brings the track to an awe-inspiring conclusion. So there's very little to fault about this album. Its darker, introspective nature may not immediately appeal to listeners seeking a more aggressive or accessible prog metal experience, but those who invest the time in its layers and nuances will find an album filled with emotional and musical rewards. So I'm giving the album a very solid 4.5 out of 5 dog bones. For me, Humanized is a revelation, introducing me to the possibility of a perfect blend between personal singer-songwriter intimacy and the expansive textures of progressive rock and progressive metal. Thanks for watching. Check out my eBay store if you want to support the channel. I sell vintage sci-fi and fantasy novels, as well as albums and some CDs and stuff like that. Other than that, I guess I'll just sign off and say, spiraling out, it's Dean. Talk to you all later. Bye.
Commit an act and listen.